Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It is here. I was really excited to see this movie because I love the first two Conjuring movies and I really like the premise for this one. So I was just interested in seeing it. I know it's a different director, but that doesn't change the fact that I still love this franchise and these characters. So I was really excited to see it and I think it delivered. I know I've been seeing a lot of negative reviews recently and most people did not like the movie as much as I did. I thought it was a lot of fun and it was a really good story as well. So I personally thought it was really good. When it comes to the premise, it basically revolves around a guy named Ernie who is facing trial for a murder, and he says that a demon possessed him when he killed the guy that he killed. Now basically what the Warrens have to do in this, Ed and Lorraine Warren, the two main characters, they basically have to investigate the whole thing and find proof of demonic possession when that was happening. And this movie doesn't try to be as scary as the first two. It just focuses on the story and basically there's like an investigation going on. I honestly like the investigation a lot because it took the story in a different direction instead of doing what the first two movies did. The first two movies are pretty much the same movie. They're basically about like a family which is being haunted by a ghost, and basically Ed and Lorraine Warren have to show up and save the day. And this one is a little different and I appreciated that about it, and I like seeing a different like type of story with these characters that I really like. I also thought like the premise was executed really well. I would have liked to see a lot more of the trial, but the movie doesn't focus on that at all. The trailers looked like we're gonna see a lot of the trial, but we didn't, which I was a little disappointed by because I was excited to see that. But I still do think like the investigation aspect, seeing the Warrens do their thing, I really liked it. And the Warrens, I think in this movie, they get the most screen time. In the first two, of course, we have the family aspect, so the family do get a lot of screen time as well. But here, we're mostly focused on the Warrens, and we do have Ernie, the guy that did the murder, in the mix, but he doesn't get as much screen time as Ed and Lorraine do. So I really like that about it because these two characters I really care about. They're obviously my two favorite characters in the franchise, so I was happy about that. The movie also has a really creepy and unsettling vibe to it. When you watch it, it feels very unsettling. You just feel creeped out. It's not scary. I don't think it's a scary movie at all. Like there's a few jump scares that works, but because the movie relies a lot on jump scares, I don't think all of them land. There's a few of them that are pretty scary, but the movie I don't think does a great job with the jump scares. But the movie is very unsettling. There's a lot of moments where you just want to look off screen because it feels very creepy and you just feel like something bad is about to happen. And I really liked that throughout the movie because that raised the tension, raised the stakes, and you just felt for the characters even more. Speaking of the characters, I did really love the characters in this movie. Like I said, Ed and Lorraine Warren are at the center of the whole thing. They get the most screen time here, and I really like that because I love those two characters, and seeing them here really elevated the movie even more. Forgot to mention, I also think Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga did a great job playing the Warrens. I also really like the Ernie character. I don't know who plays him, but the person that played him, I'm really going to be looking forward to seeing him in more movies because I loved his performance. When he was being possessed, you could buy that he was being possessed. When he was emotional, you could buy that he was emotional. He also had some funny moments. This movie does also have a good sense of humor. It's not like a comedy, but there's like a comedy sprinkled around here and there, so you could just have a lighthearted tone on this very dark movie. But yes, I did really like Ernie's character. This movie also has beautiful cinematography. The movie is visually stunning. It's beautiful. There's a lot of great shots. And like so far this year, it's one of the best visually looking movies that I've seen. Now this movie isn't directed by James Wan, and you can see that it does have a very different feel to it compared to the first movies, but it does fit well in the same franchise. But you could definitely feel like that this movie doesn't have a lot of stuff that James Wan does, and I feel like if James Wan did direct this movie, like the other two. This movie could have been better. I could see a better version of this movie if James Wan directed it, but in and of itself, I do think it was a really good horror movie and a pretty good continuation of this franchise. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. I thought it was really good. It had really good characters, a great premise, and everything was executed well, other than the scary stuff. It's not a scary movie like I mentioned, and I would have liked more of those like scary moments that James Wan does. But even though this movie doesn't have that, it does deliver on a lot of other things that I wanted, so I can't really look at it from a negative perspective. Time for my final score, and I'm gonna give Conjuring The Devil Made Me Do It a B+. From an entertainment scale, I'm gonna go a 8.25 out of 10. Thoroughly enjoyed the movie. It was really well made. It does have a lot of weak points compared to the other two, but overall I did really like it, and I would recommend this film if you haven't seen it yet. Thank you so much for watching this video. Tell me down below in the comments what you thought of Conjuring The Devil Made Me Do It. If you enjoyed my review, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more content, and I'll see you next time. Bye.